Hi, I'm Gavin Simon. Welcome to PerthshireOnlineTV. Well, we're now in episode 7, and firstly I'd like to say thanks to all our avid viewers who tune in every week. The viewing figures are growing on a weekly basis, so I'd like to say thanks for tuning in every week, and thanks for spreading the word with regards to PerthshireOnlineTV as well. Well, we've a very busy episode for you. We've been out on location again. We've got Murdo Fraser, MSP, in the studio. We've also got a representative from the local Perth Police Force in the studio as well, who's talking about festive security. But firstly, we're going to move across to the Best Bar Nun Awards, the Perth Best Bar Nun Awards. That was held in Perth Theatre last Wednesday, and it was great to see the Perth bars, clubs and venues celebrating their bronze, silver or gold award status. It's a great initiative. It's great for the community, and it's great for the business community of those bars, clubs and venues as well. And they were celebrating last Wednesday, and we managed to catch a few of the winners. So at this point, it's on with the show, and it's on with the Best Bar Nun Awards.
Right, the next award winner is a gold award winner to the Old Ship Inn.
Hi, I'm Tina from the Old Ship Inn in Perth.
Great. Whereabouts is the Old Ship Inn? Where's it based?
It's 31 High Street.
Great. And just explain, Tina, what's the Old Ship like? What do you use? A pub or is it a restaurant? Or?
It's a traditional pub that serves real ales and has live music on regularly as well.
Fantastic. How long have you had the place for?
Just over 2 years.
And you're still enjoying yourself?
I love my job.
You've got a gold award. That's fantastic.
Gold award for the second time. This is our second gold award in 2 years, so we're really, really proud of it, and just shows that we've got good customers and a good pub.
Another gold award winner up to last year, when three firearms.
My name's Leanne, I'm from the McCree Farms Hotel.
Whereabouts in the McCree Farms?
Princess Street.
And what do you do there?
I work in the bar and just general restaurant.
It's fantastic. You've got the gold award. Is this your first time in the competition?
No, we've been in for the last couple of years, but this is the first time we've got the gold. We've had the silver the previous years, so it's good. It's a fantastic achievement to get the gold. And
how about you as a bar and as McCree Farms? Why would I come into you? What's the good about McCree?
Why would you come on? It's just a nice homely experience, you know, and you know you have your regular customers, and the thing is with it is kind of like a little family, just in terms of the hotel, you know, a lot of regulars, and just, you know, it's like friendship rather than, you know, just a bar. Although there is still the professionalism there, you've still got a friend, you know.
Hi, I'm Dean. I work for the Salutation Hotel in Perth.
Great, and you're with what, Reed's Bar there?
Reed's Bar, yeah.
Tell us a little bit about Reed's Bar.
Reed's Bar is a bar we do serve lunches and suppers. We do drinks for the public and for residents.
Fantastic. What does the Best Bar Nun Award mean to you? Is it your first year of winning? Or?
It's our second year of winning. Last year we got the gold as well, so two golds, can't complain.
A silver award goes to the Cafe Express.
My name is Anna O'Brien, and I'm catering manager for Cafe Express, which is situated in Perth railway station. Last year we had the bronze, this year the silver, next year definitely the gold.
So tell us, ladies, what's so special about Cafe Express? What makes the customers come in to see you?
Oh, definitely the staff. Got to be. Plus the food. The food is excellent. Drink service, out of this world. They keep coming back for more, for the banter, as well as the food.
Silver award winner up from last year is the Karina.
Well, congratulations on your Best Bar Nun Award. Would you like to introduce yourself?
I'm Stuart McMillan. I work in the Karina. I'm a barman there.
How long have you been there for, Stuart?
I've been with Nancy Neal for 7 years, but I worked for them in the Vic for 8 years.
And whereabouts the Karina?
Arthur Street.
And is that a bar, restaurant, pub?
It's a bar.
And tell us a little about, is this the first year you've been into the awards?
No, we've been in it for 4 years now, and this is the first time we got to the silver. And hopefully we'll go for the gold next year.
Last but not least, in the club section, another well-deserved gold award winner, City Nightclub.
Well, congratulations on your award.
Thank you.
Please introduce yourself.
I'm Mark Stewart, and I'm the General Manager at City Nightclub and Sportsters in Perth.
And what do they do? What do they assess you?
Well, what they assess us on is they assess us on how we run our operation. So they'll come in and they'll check our procedures, like anything right from our health and safety to our standards of operation, to our cleaning standards, to our staffing on the night. Obviously, because we're a larger building, we require stewards for safety, so they've got to be in the correct places. They'll come around and assess the bar staff to make sure that they're not serving anybody maybe underage, or that the stewards are not letting anybody in underage. Anything from service to the back of office standards, right the way through to just being a general customer. So.
Well, it's been a great event, the Best Bar None Awards for 2011. Ian, please introduce yourself and give a brief description to the viewers about what you do here in the town.
Well, my name's Ian Campbell. I am the Safer City Centre Programme Manager, and my job is to get involved with partnership initiatives within the City Centre of Perth, looking at the safety of people within Perth. One of these tools we use is the Best Bar None Awards here, which is obviously targeted at licensed premises within the city centre, obviously looking at the evening economy. We work with bars, we work with pubs, and we work with the nightclubs. The idea of the Best Bar None was started 5 years ago in Glasgow, and it has obviously taken off since then, and we're looking at trying to award premises for virtually, it's a safe pub award, virtually, in the end. What we're actually looking at is looking at good management and good procedures and good understanding of what a good pub should be, quite honest. It's very, very good. It's good for team spirit within a pub to know that they are working well. Before Best Bar None, there wasn't really anything to really thank staff for what they were doing within safety within city centres. The Best Bar None Award is sort of an award. It doesn't just take in the licensee, it takes in the staff, it even takes in the cleaner involved in the premise. It's the whole team within the premise that actually contribute towards the award.
And talking about a team for Best Bar None, you've got, I see you've got some great partners that you're working with here. Give us a little bit of background. Scottish Business Crime Centre and Diageo.
Yeah, Diageo have funded the Best Bar None. They've given us money towards running it locally within Perth over the last 5 years. Without their help, then we wouldn't have enough funds obviously to do an award ceremony and obviously a launch and to do the administration actually involved in it. Scottish Business Crime Centre have worked with us for the last 5 years. Quite honestly, we couldn't do it on a national level without them. They actually they run it nationally. I run it locally here in Perth, but we do have a national awards ceremony now, whereby 3 winners from today will go forward to the national awards in Glasgow, and that is all coordinated by the Scottish Business Crime Centre.
And is that one from each of the different categories? Or?
There's one from each category. There'll be one bar, one club, and one pub will go through, and that will be picked out by the judging panel of agencies that has taken place, but they'll be announced next week.
Well, the Best Bar None Awards 2011, it's been a very big success here in Perth. Can you introduce yourself and introduce the Scottish Business Crime Centre a little bit?
Yes, my name is Tom McDougall and I'm a Safer Areas Coordinator with the Scottish Business Crime Centre. We're based at Stirling University and we're a tripartite organisation along with the government, the ACPOS, the Scottish Police Service and businesses. The aim of the centre is to try and make sure that we deal with issues pertaining to business crime and provide sufficient information to the businesses to allow them to make a positive impact on the kind that might affect them.
Great, and tell us a little bit about the SBCC's involvement with the Best Bar None Awards. Do you do that from a Scottish perspective, and how's your involvement?
Well, we started working with the Best Bar None Awards way back in 2003, and the reason we did was because Glasgow had initially decided to do a pilot project on it. Diageo were not keen at that time to deal with everybody right throughout Scotland, so what we effectively did was we made the link to Diageo and took it on from the Scottish perspective to try and make sure that not only Glasgow were able to benefit from it, but the whole of Scotland had an opportunity to benefit from what Diageo were offering.
And how many towns and cities in Scotland are actually involved in it?
There's actually 38 cities and towns involved right throughout the whole of Scotland at the minute, only in 12 local authority areas, but we can see the expansion in that. There's actually 335 premises right throughout the whole of Scotland involved in it, and what we're trying to do is we're trying to make sure that that's expanded right throughout the whole of Scotland as a country.
Fantastic. Well, congratulations here from Perth. It's been a great event today. The businesses themselves seem really excited about the whole thing as well. Obviously, you look at it from a certain perspective. What do you think it brings to the businesses themselves?
Well, I go to all the awards right throughout the whole of the country. Myself and my colleagues go to them all. And in terms of Perth, I think when you look at what Perth has produced today, every single one of them silver and gold awards, every person in Perth that's involved in this should be rightly proud of the fact that they have reached that standard. By reaching that standard, what they're allowing people to do is come into a welcoming city, one that they know that is safe, one that they know that the licensees have taken the time, the trouble and made the effort to try and make their places more safe and more convenient for them to come along with their families.
Fantastic. Well, it's a pleasure meeting you.
Thanks very much.
Welcome to the show. In the studio today we've got Anne Camus from Tillier, and Anne's brought with her a range of absolutely fabulous jewellery that she's created specially for PerthshireOnlineTV. Anne, tell me about this fabulous jewellery. What does Tillier do normally? Is this your normal range?
This is a special range that I've actually pulled together for Perthshire Online. My normal range, I suppose if you call it normal, is commission work mainly, or if I'm inspired by a bead, I have to go and make something.
So you're normally commissioned by people to create bespoke jewellery for them?
Yes.
And you use the highest quality components as well, don't you?
Yeah, because I'm quite passionate about what I do, and I want to add in the quality because I want people to love them for years. I'm only using freshwater pearls, I'm only using crystals, and I'm only using semi-precious gems as well.
And these are all handmade in Scotland?
Yes.
Wow. So what you've done is developed a series of 6 in your range specifically for PerthshireOnlineTV. Tell us, what was your inspiration behind this range? What were you trying to achieve?
I tried to... Well, you start with the beads that you have in the pack, and you'll see each one is very different, but the same in some ways, I suppose, because I've made them all. And I've tried to look at it from somebody that likes silver, from somebody that prefers the gold look, and then use the pearls mainly as an inspiration, because pearls for Christmas, for nights out, for birthdays, they're the keepsakes that women have in their jewellery box, and they pull out on those occasions to wear.
Absolutely. And these will last for years and years and years. The style of them is very, very classic.
Yes.
And so they're going to go with many outfits, they're going to last for years, they're top quality component. So this isn't just something that somebody's made and strung on a bit of wire, is it?
No, not at all. Not at all. I've been making jewellery for many years, and I want people to come back and say to me that they still love that piece, and they, usually I get a commission, and they'll come back 2 or 3 times, which is reinforcing for me quite positively, because it's really hard for somebody that I would quite happily put all this in a drawer and not sell any of them, to be honest, because you feel like you're being exposed. But I do get good feedback, which is lovely.
And these are perfect for presents. You've developed these so that the gentlemen amongst you that are looking for fabulous gifts this Christmas for your wives or your girlfriends, or even your daughters or your nieces, these are absolutely fabulous because they're going to go with so many outfits, they're going to last for years, they're top quality.
Yep. try to put all that in, make sure that I use top quality pearls as well, and they come in a variety of shades and colours now, which is fantastic.
I know, and we're going to be looking in detail at these one by one in a few minutes, but I can just see, just looking across the range, you've got a whole selection of different colour pearls, really delicate, beautiful colours.
I am inspired, as I said, by the pearls, and when we talk about them individually, I'll tell you which one of that piece actually did that for me. But pearls come in so many colours now that you can use, the smaller, brighter bead to accentuate the rest of the piece, whereas before you would just use different sizes of the same colour to make a piece.
And I would imagine, I mean, for a wedding, these will be absolutely beautiful. I mean, I've been to a few weddings of friends recently, and the sorts of things that they can buy in the shops are nowhere near as beautiful as this.
No, I do keep an eye on the competition, because you have to do that. And I know that in a high street jeweller, that if you want a pearl necklace, you won't find anything under £35, and you'll be lucky if you've got 3 or 4 pearls on that.
No,
and
absolutely.
not a good size either. I
mean, in some of the wedding shops that I've been in, a few crystals that have been strung on some wire. You're talking, hundreds of pounds for that. So, and the quality of this is so much better. And you've got a whole set here. You've got earrings, you've got a bracelet, and you've got the necklace as well.
Yeah, I made these specifically for Perthshire Online, but my feeling is that, if you're going to buy a present for somebody on a special occasion or for that night out, give them the choice to wear all of it. Have the bracelet to match. They might not want to wear it on that occasion, they might wear it on another occasion, but if they've got it, they know it's there.
Absolutely, and you don't need to be struggling to find something to match then at that point.
Which would be quite tricky for something that's handmade.
Great. Well, let's have a look at these in a bit more detail. What we're looking at now is something really quite special. This is the Highland Heather collection, and I think I know why it's Highland Heather, but tell us.
It's those long days walking in the Highlands and the Glens of Scotland. All these purples just remind me of heather. Whether you're close up to the plant or whether you're driving by a mountain and you look up and you spot that heather. I wanted a piece or a collection that, for me, reminded me of those days walking.
It really represents the Highlands. It represents Scotland. This piece,
it does,
more than any of the others. Yeah. And just look at here. I mean, you can actually see these heather coloured and the several different heather coloured crystals in here. These are Swarovski crystals, aren't they? Running all the way through this necklace.
Yes. Yeah. There's also amethyst. These little puffy purple, pale purple beads. They're all real amethyst.
And not just the amethyst and not just the Swarovski crystal in here, there are pearls literally encrusted through the entire necklace.
Yep, and you've got 3 different colours of pearl as well, because I wanted them to work together to really push out that purple.
So you've got these grey pearls here, which are the stones of the mountain, perhaps.
They're the sort of anchor pearl, if you like. They're the larger pearl that hold the piece together.
And then we've got these lovely sort of smaller, peachy, little pearls, sort of very organic shapes, though. I mean, these are natural pearls, real pearls, aren't they?
They are. They're all freshwater pearls. And for me, in this particular piece, I wanted you to think about the heather, but also the other flowers that complement the heather within the mountainside.
And not just the necklace, we've also got matching earrings in here. Beautiful, beautiful shape, again with the Swarovski crystals, and then the tapering pearl. You've got the example of each of the 3 different pearls in there.
Yeah, I wanted slightly longer than my normal, but not overpowering. I wanted the purple Swarovski to sort of peep out and reflect the light as you moved, and they do articulate a little bit, and they're not solid. So they will move as you move.
And just the right length, just of that elegant length. So there's a little bit of a drop on there.
Yes.
And we also have, as part of the set, it's a full set, so it includes the matching bracelet as well. And if I can just get this lined up, you can see there's that heart-shaped toggle clasp in sterling silver.
Yeah, I choose every toggle, and I think it's important to have a nice, strong toggle on your bracelet.
Absolutely beautiful. I mean, I can imagine, again, this would be beautiful for a wedding. Absolutely beautiful. You often see weddings with these kinds of colours in with the bridesmaids and so
You do,
on.
yeah. You do.
And such a change and difference to people just wearing pure crystal
Yeah,
jewellery for
or
their
just
wedding.
white pearls. You know, be adventurous with pearls these days. You can get so many nice colours.
And a classic set that will last for years.
Definitely, definitely.
Well, welcome. We're delighted today to have Murdo Fraser, who's MSP for Mid Scotland and Fife, with us. Murdo is also the convener for the Economy, Energy and Tourism Committee within Scottish Parliament. Murdo, welcome to Perthshire Online TV.
Thank you for having me.
Great. Murdo, tell us a little bit about yourself, first of all, because I know you came from a law background and just moved into the MSP role, in 2001, I think it was.
Yeah, I've been MSP for 10 years. I'm a native of Inverness, so that's where I grew up. But
the accent's vanished.
I've lived out in this part of the world quite a long time now, and so we live in Perth with a family, and had a number of roles in the Scottish Parliament. Most recently, I was deputy leader of the Conservative group, and I've just taken on a new role as convener of the Economy, Energy and Tourism Committee.
Great. Well, first of all, topics for discussion today. One of the burning issues within Parliament at this point in time is Scottish independence. What's your view around that?
I don't support Scottish independence. I think Scotland's benefited for the last 300 years being part of the United Kingdom. And I think if you look at the way our economy has developed, you look at the way there have been opportunities for Scots to progress their careers across the UK, indeed across the world, because of the access that's given us. And if you look at the economic benefit to Scotland being part of a wider unit, for example, take the banking crisis we had 2 or 3 years ago. Scotland's two biggest companies were the Royal Bank of Scotland and the Bank of Scotland, and they had to be bailed out by the UK Treasury. And if Scotland had been independent at that time, I think there would have been serious question marks whether the Treasury of an independent Scotland would have had the resource to have bailed us out, and we could have gone down the road of Ireland or Greece or one of these smaller countries. So I think there are benefits of being part of a larger unit and having a bigger resource base to depend on. So overall, I think with a Scottish Parliament dealing with matters such as health and education and law and order and transport, we can take decisions here, but we've also got the security of being part of a larger unit where the bigger decisions can be taken.
Where is the process at this point in time? Because I know there's quite a lot of debate about is it happening and when's it going to happen, why is it not happening sooner?
Well, the SNP government have promised us there will be a referendum in this term of the Parliament. Right. They're saying that it will be towards the end of that term, so probably 2014, 2015, around that time scale. And I think what we've been saying is, well, if you're going to have the referendum, it would be better to have it sooner rather than later, because let's get this question settled one way or the other. And there is some evidence that investors in Scotland are now starting to say, well, if we don't know whether Scotland will be independent or not, whether it will be part of the United Kingdom, what the fiscal regime might be, what the currency might be, it might be better to postpone investment decisions until after that vote.
And we don't want that kind of delay.
We're not in the current economic climate. So I think a lot of people are saying it would be better to have that decision made as soon as possible.
To move on, the Economy, Energy and Tourism Committee started, I think, initiated in June of this year. Can you give us a little bit of a view of what the brief of that is and what the objectives are? Sure.
The committee, like all committees of the Parliament, is a cross-party committee, so all the different parties are represented on it. And its remit really is to hold the government to account and make sure the government is meeting its commitments in terms of the manifesto pledges it made before it got elected. And what we do is we look at the areas of the wider economy, how Scotland's economy is performing, what policies the government are pursuing to try and assist with that. And we also cover tourism, very much part of the wider economy, and energy, where at the moment there's a very substantial debate going on about, in particular, renewable energy, where the Scottish Government have said they want us to be meeting 100% of our energy needs from renewables by 2020. Right. And the committee in the new year is going to start doing an investigation into whether that target is a realistic and achievable one, because there's a lot of debate around with people saying that that's not a realistic objective and can't be met except at very, very high cost. So it's an area where there's a lot of current debate going on, particularly also in the economy, where I think with the economic downturn there are concerns about the impact government measures might have on the chances of economic recovery. So there's certainly a lot for us to be keeping us busy.
And typically in Scotland, of course, is from the tourism perspective. You know, we know in Perthshire alone that it's they should always maintain a strong focus and good business objectives around that as well, to some extent.
Yeah, again, you know, we had a government target to grow tourism in Scotland by 50% by 2015, and we had some evidence at the committee just last week from people from the industry who were telling us, in fact, that tourism hasn't grown at all in the last 7 years. So that I think most people are now saying there's no way we'll meet that target. One of the advantages of the economic downturn is we're getting more staycations, so more people are staying at home rather than going abroad. Unfortunately, people are not spending very much money. They tend to book into a cottage or a caravan or whatever, and they'll bring things with them and not spend a lot of money in the local economy. So that is one of the challenges. Whereas people are staying at home, they're perhaps not spending as much money as they could be. So it is, you know, it is pretty tight out there in the tourist sector. The people who are doing well are the ones who are relying on business and corporate tourism, the conference market, and so on. And Perth's always had quite a strong record in terms of attracting conferences. And that side of the business is holding up fairly well. Leisure tourism is a bit more difficult. Yeah.
But when I was looking at some of the activities the committee had been involved in recently, I know that you were doing a review with regards to the Business Gateway service, because I don't know, perhaps a lot of the viewers aren't aware, but the majority of that Business Gateway service is actually an outsourced contract in Scotland to a number of organisations or businesses. Where does that stand? Because the tender for that renewed outsourced contract is due to be initiated or put out next year, I think. Where does that stand at this point? Can you share any of the review points?
Well, the committee was concerned about this because there has been, I think, pretty mixed feedback from across the country as to how effective the Business Gateway outsourced contract has been. One of the areas the committee looked at is whether there should be a single national provider for the Business Gateway contract, or whether we should continue with this patchwork, whereas in different parts of the country there are different providers. And the committee came to the conclusion that the current arrangement of having a patchwork probably was the right one, but with a very important qualification that had to be coupled with a much stronger focus on measuring outputs and making sure that the providers were actually meeting rigorous targets, because I think there's been some suggestion that while the contracts work well in some parts of the country, in other parts of the country it hasn't worked quite so well, and we're not getting proper value for money.
And you know, I know that there has been reference from businesses and organisations around those key performance indicators where it's more of a tick in the box than it actually has been a demonstrative business value to those businesses that are going through that process to some extent.
Yeah, and I mean, we put a lot of public money into Business Gateway, and I think it's very...
How much is that contract?
Off the top of my head, I can't remember the exact figure, but it is in the tens of millions, you know, across the country. And you know, I think it's important, particularly, you know, when public finances are under a lot of pressure, we make sure we're getting the biggest bang for our buck, and you know, we need much more rigorous assessment of outputs from Business Gateway, and making sure that we are getting the best value for support for local businesses.
Great. If we move on to the Perthshire economy, we're Perthshire Online TV, and we've had a number of businesses and venues and organisations from specifically Highland Perthshire actually involved, because it's got great tourist attraction and things with the events that they've got. We're moving towards city status, hopefully. Well, we've applied for city status. Perthshire economy, how do you see it at this point in time and moving forward? Is city status something important that you see as part of that?
I think, as far as the wider economy goes, I think Perthshire's got a lot of strengths. Tourism clearly is a very important part of the picture, and that is a mixed story. There are some success stories. Some of the outdoor activities in Highland Perthshire have been doing extremely well. I mean, I think the bungee jumping off the bridge at Killiecrankie has been a great success. There are other strengths around tourism. Crieff Hydro continues to perform very well, but you know, some of the perhaps the smaller operators and smaller establishments, you know, are struggling as much of the rest of the country is. Perthshire's always had a mixed economy. Agriculture has been very important to us, and despite a very, very wet harvest season, Agriculture on the whole is doing reasonably well. Again, there are challenges, but on the whole doing reasonably well. And we're fortunate in Perth having two very major local employers, Scottish and Southern Energy and Aviva, both of which are doing relatively well considering the economic climate. So compared to many other parts of the country, I think the Perthshire economy is relatively strong.
The retail side.
Yeah, the one area that is struggling is retail. And normally at this time of year, you'd expect retailers to be reporting, bringing tills and heavy footfall. And certainly at the moment, I think the retailers are finding it's extremely difficult.
And that's a challenge because they had a bad Christmas season last year.
Well, good. Like this time last year, we had snow, and for 4 or 5 weeks, people couldn't get to the shops. Yeah. We haven't had that, fortunately, this year. But for what I hear, that people are not spending their money as yet. And the retailers will be hoping that over the next 2 or 3 weeks we'll see a major pickup in sales. And understandably, with the economic climate, I think people are holding back and saying, no, we don't want to be spending too lavishly because of the economic uncertainty.
Yeah, of course. Last point, infrastructure. I know you have a top agenda around the A9 road. Tell us a little bit about that.
Well, it's a campaign I've been involved in for many years, and I've got a campaign website and an e-petition, which is now up to, I think, just short of 12,000 signatures from people calling for the A9 to be dualled. The good news is I understand we're shortly to get an announcement from the Scottish Government on some progress on that. I've always felt that the difficulty with A9 is because it's partly dual carriageway and partly single carriageway. There's a lot of driver confusion. We get a lot of absolutely horrific head-on accidents, which are caused because people think they're on a dual carriageway when in fact they're on a single carriageway, and they pull out at the wrong moment. So we have the highest death rate of any major road in Scotland on the A9. And plus, I think because particularly in the summer you can get very long hold-ups, it is an economic restraint on economic growth, both in Perthshire and further north in the Highlands. So I think there's a compelling case for upgrading the A9. It's something I've been campaigning for many years, and if it's going to be the case that the Scottish Government are to be investing in improvements up to dual carriageway status, then I think that's going to be extremely welcome. Yeah,
because generally it's a frightening situation. Sometimes I drive through to Edinburgh regularly. I was driving up to an event in Medevin Castle last night, and I'm not the fastest of drivers, but my goodness, some of those vehicles are. It's not just the size of the road, but it's the drivers and the vehicles and the speed that they're going at sometimes that I think we need to be a bit careful of as well.
Yeah, that's probably me overtaking you on the way back from Edinburgh last night. But yes, I mean, I think obviously, people will say there's no such thing as a dangerous road. There's only dangerous drivers, and I think there is an element of truth in that. But also you can design roads in such a way as to reduce the accident risk, and I think that's been a major issue on the A9 has been the design of the road actually has exacerbated the situation.
Virgil, thank you very much for your time today.
Thank you very much. It's been a pleasure.
Great. See you soon.
We're in the studio with Anne Camas of Tillia, and she's brought with her an absolutely beautiful set. This is the Duchess Set, isn't it, Anne? Tell us about what inspired you to create this.
I call it the Duchess Set because it takes the classic pearl necklace just that one step further into the design element. There's quite a lot of silver on here. Each of these 19 beads that come out from the necklace has its own little silver piece at the top. It's accentuated by jade and crystal. What inspired me? The beads, actually. Each of these beads is very different. They're natural freshwater pearls. Some a teardrop, but some aren't.
Beautiful, beautiful colour as well. It's a sort of blush peach colour that's got to look absolutely lovely against your skin.
Yeah, you could actually wear this in the evening with that little black dress, but equally to work with a blue blouse, with a polar neck, with anything like that. It's the classic pearl look, just taken that one step further.
And there's so many pearls within this design. For the price you're getting, there's about over 40 different pearls in here.
There's over 40 pearls, and they're not small pearls, they're quite big pearls.
And 19 of them in a drop, and that drop is a really elegant shape, isn't it?
Yeah, as I said, it takes that classic pearl that draws the eye just that little bit further, so it'll accentuate your neckline a little bit more. And
I love the fact that the little tiny jade beads that you've got in there, some are sort of very creamy, some are the blush peach matching in with the pearls. It's a really sort of natural organic look.
I love working in jade because it's a nice soft stone, and it has a sort of opulence about it, I suppose. And you know that it's not quite transparent. You get that full back of colour. And I was lucky that I got more or less the same colour peach as the pearls, so I thought we could definitely use those two together.
And even the clasp, everything on here is silver. You know, all the wire and everything is pure silver, isn't it?
Well, we've used silver on all of this. There's quite a lot of silver in this piece, and the clasp is a little rose clasp. It's actually magnetic, so it's going to be very easy to get on and off.
And this necklace also comes with matching earrings too.
Yes.
So I know they're quite a simple design.
Yeah, I think when you're using pearls, you don't need to over accentuate, because the pearls, because of the lustre of pearls and that catches the light so well. Keep it simple.
And so, how much is this to buy in the store?
It's $59.99.
$59.99. For the amount of pearls that you have in there, and sterling silver as well, and with the earrings. I mean, you'd pay more than that just for the necklace.
Oh, definitely. You would not get that in a high street shop.
So, a fantastic buy for a present for somebody or for yourself. Absolutely classic style that's never going to go out of fashion. It's going to last you for years. Handmade and in Scotland.
Hey, look what we've got for you now, this fantastic Tarleton with his Bagpipes Father Christmas. And it's all free for you to download here at PerthshireOnline.tv. And it's very simple to do. When you've watched the demonstration, go to the website, that's what you're watching it on, and just go to where the download is, download it for free, and then you can print this off as many times as you like. And you can make some beautiful, beautiful cards of it. Right, I'm going to show you what to do. Now, first thing I've got here, actually, when you print it out, this is what you're going to get. There's the full page. You've got step 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. You've got 8 different sections there. Now all you have to do is cut all of those out all the way around. Now the next thing I've got is just an ordinary piece of red card. Now what I did with this card, it was just an ordinary piece of red card, very Christmassy, and I just folded it down the middle like that. Now the card's going to open that way, so make sure you stick your Father Christmas down the right way. Now there's my first Father Christmas that I've got here, as you can see. And it's already cut out there, and I've just put some double-sided tape on the back there, but you can use glue if you so wish. And I'm just taking the backs off there like that, so it's nice and sticky. Now where the fold is, you can see the fold there. Now this is going to stick close up to the fold. Now you want that edge there, try to go down to the bottom, and this edge here, because that's where it's going to hinge. So you're going to stick it down just like that. So any kind of card, you can have white card, blue card, whatever you want. Now that's stuck down there. Now what we're going to do to create a really nice, interesting card is we're going to cut round this. Now I need to do this. I need to do this so I can see what I'm doing. Now what I'm doing is I'm just cutting round it, but I'm actually leaving a little bit of the red around the actual design. So just gently cut around, just follow the design all the way around, just cutting out your Father Christmas like that. It's because we're going to make a freestanding Father Christmas card, and it'll be fun to use, and you can decorate it more if you so wish. So that's cut out there, you can see like that. Now, if you wanted, that could be a simple card like that, which opens up. But we're going to decoupage it. But I'm also going to shape this slightly. Now I'm going to leave that quite wide at the bottom there, so that it's got somewhere to stand and it's not going to fall over. But I can shape the top here. Make sure you don't cut right the way through here, because you need something to hinge by. And I'm just going to cut along there like that. So I'm actually getting the shape of the body. There you go. So that's that next piece there cut out. And I can also cut this section out here if I'm very careful, and just cut that out like so. And again, I'm not going right up to the design, I'm putting that kind of a little border all the way around. And then I've actually got more of a shape of the Father Christmas, and that will open up and give you an interesting card. Let me see if I can open it up first. There you go. It's opening up. So there's a very simple Christmas card that you can make like that. So you can print that out and make your simple Christmas card. You can put your Happy Christmas in there, your sentiments, but we're going to turn this into a decoupage card. Now I've cut out all the other bits and pieces. Let me show you the actual sheet again. So you can see there's that main pit there that I've just cut out, and you've got all these different sections. All you've got to do is just cut out all of those sections. I put some double-sided foam tape on the back of those, and we're going to build up the design. So there is the first section, as you can see there, and there it is. It's not got the bottom part, and you can see all these beautiful tartan Father Christmas outfit and his bagpipes and everything. So this one is got double-sided foam pads on the back, and this is just going to stick directly over the top. So it starts giving you that 3D look. Can you see how that's building up there? Then take the next section, which is slightly smaller again, and then that one goes over the top of that, like so. So you've got that, and it's building up again. You've got that 3D look coming up. Then you've got the next section here, which is the hat and the face, and that's going to stick over just there. And then finally, we've just got the hat on its own here, on its own, and just stick that down there. And again, you can see how that's building up to give you a nice 3D face. We've also got this section here, which is a little glittery band around the bottom of his tartan smock, or whatever you want to call it. And then finally, we've got this section here, which is the hands and the cuffs to his outfit. That sticks on there, and I think you'll agree you've got a fantastic 3D effect there. Let's see if we can just get in close in there, Lorraine Chuck. There you go. You can see how that is layered up there, and it really does give it a 3D look, so that when you stand it up, you see it from the side, you've really got a fantastic Father Christmas card, and that's especially for you here at PerthshireOnline.com. Now that's a free download, but if you want other downloads, then you can go to iCraftOnline.com, and then you can download hundreds of thousands of different designs there. So if you're into your crafting, your scrapbooking, or any kind of designing, now you can download lots of different images from there. And there's also hundreds and hundreds of different TV shows on there showing you how to make different things.
We're in the studio with Anne Camus of Tilia, and now we're just moving on to the most beautiful collection. This is the Princess Collection, and this is my favourite out of all of them. What inspired you to create this?
I often wake up in the middle of the night with a pattern in my head, and this is one of those occasions where I woke up, I have a little book at the side of the bed, and I just quickly draw something. Don't ask me why, it just happens. And I just bought these silver pearls, and I'd made another piece in the part of the collection. And I thought, do you know what, I'm going to use them again because I just adore them.
And it is the most beautiful shape. You can see here, it's scalloped. There's this scalloped shape made up of individual tiny creamy pearls, and then across the top you've got a large grey pearl and tiny little silver and cream seed beads all running along the top here, like a beautiful sort of delicate piece of lacework almost.
Yeah, I think that was what I was trying to achieve with this. I didn't want it to be too clumsy or too big. I just wanted it to be a very simple design, but that it flowed from the neck quite naturally.
And again, with this beautiful necklace, we've got matching earrings.
You have? Yeah.
Again, very simple to complement the simple shape, and a matching bracelet, again in the same pattern, if I hold that up there. And the toggle on this one, again, is beautiful. It's almost sort of like a frosted, slightly textured silver, sterling silver.
My favourite toggle, I have to say. I've used it on quite a few of the pieces where I want a high impact.
Now this is my most favourite set, and I think you'll probably see it on me in a few weeks. But it's beautiful. I mean, I can imagine wearing this, going to a dance, or going out in the evening somewhere special with a little black dress, or I mean, this is perfect for a bride. Absolutely perfect.
Yeah. I think you can't. This is a classic pearl necklace taken 2 or 3 steps forward, and these baroque pearls, these white ones here that are top drilled, not centre drilled, they will all move quite freely. They'll articulate on their own, so they'll move with your body as you move forward. So, and they'll also cut the neckline. You know, if you've got a very long, low neck, it will help to accentuate your neckline. If you've got a shaped neck, it will help that as well.
And they just hang like little teardrops all the way around. Absolutely beautiful. And again, this has got so many pearls in here, and tiny little crystals between each section as well, that just brings the sparkle up a little bit.
And so do the seed beads. The crystals and the seed beads work together really to create the luminescence of it all.
And so the quality of the products and the components in here, and the amount of components and the complexity of it, this is your top of the range collection.
Yeah, it is.
Isn't it?
This takes me a while to create. It's not a 5-minute piece. Not that any of them are, to be honest,
but you know, very passionate. It just sort of takes pearls to the next level. Never go out of fashion, but it's not just a boring single chain of pearls.
No.
Nothing else like this I've seen at all.
Hopefully
you know, wearing that, I can't imagine anybody else.
No,
would.
I think it's it must be a unique piece, because I know I'm the one that made it, and I don't think anyone else out there would have made it. Hopefully
you will get amazing compliments for this necklace, I'm absolutely sure. It's certainly on my wish list, so I'll be nudging Gavin on that later. We've got limited stock again of these. If you would like to purchase this for yourself or for your wife or your daughter as the most precious, fabulous gift that they're going to get, go to our website, which is www.PerthshireOnline.tv, and the price for this set, which is the necklace, the matching bracelet and the earrings, is £129.
Welcome, I'm Gavin from PerthshireOnline.tv. We're here today with Detective Inspector Caroline Lindsay at the Perth Police Office. It is the festive time of year, and we've all got to be very careful security-wise, but there's something else that Caroline would like to talk through today. Caroline, welcome to Perthshire Online TV.
Thank you, Gavin. Thank you.
There has been a few issues recently with regards fraud with the elderly, and that was something you were specifically wanting to cover today, just to give us an idea of what's happening at this point in time, what people can look for, and what people should do and be aware of as well. So, sure. Caroline, what's the situation?
Just now, the situation is that we've had some incidents where elderly people who are vulnerable by nature of their age have been targeted by fraudsters, whose aim has been to gain all of their money, and in some cases, we are talking thousands of pounds, and unfortunately those elderly people, some of them have parted with their cash to the benefit of the fraudsters.
So how have they gone about doing this? I mean, obviously it sounds like it's quite a well planned execution to some extent.
Absolutely. The first thing I would say, this isn't just an issue within the Tayside area. It's actually UK wide. So it's very well planned and very organised. And the incidents that we've come across, it could well be that a typical method they would use is to phone an elderly person and claim to be someone from the bank, or even someone from a police force, and they may advise that there is a problem with the bank accounts, and from that basically grooming the elderly person to share their bank account numbers or to make transactions that they wouldn't normally make, and they're very high value transactions as well. There are other methods. They may be as bold as going straight to their house and asking for their bank cards, telling them that they've got new ones to give them. And then the fraudsters are making transactions and taking money from the accounts of elderly people.
I mean, it's quite clever and alarming, because we're all probably used to receiving spam emails with put your account details here or something's changed, and I think people learn to understand that you get something from a certain bank and you don't even have an account there. But if it's something that's happening quite so engaging as that, then it kind of really puts a different perspective on it, doesn't it?
Absolutely, and it's absolutely devastating for the victims, because often it's their life savings that they're parting with. So the impact is absolutely horrendous for them and for family members to see that impact on them. we're trying to tell people that banks don't come to your door and ask for your bank details or to swap your bank cards, and nor do police officers. And the banks and police officers won't phone anyone and ask for their bank details over the telephone. So really, we'd like to encourage people that, and under no circumstances share your bank details with anyone on the telephone.
And are they just phoning up and it's a one call transaction, or are they, you said grooming, are they actually setting a plan in place that maybe you've got to even phone back or something like that?
Absolutely. The grooming can take that. They set up some form of plan on occasions, and they may even meet the people. So yeah, there could be a number of phone calls which all forms part of the plan that can sound absolutely plausible to the victim, because these people are criminals. They've rehearsed their plan, so they know what they're doing, and they do sound plausible, and it's understandable why people will be falling for their tactics. But the big message is, please don't share bank details with anyone. Don't share them with people on the telephone, and don't share them with people who come to your door. And the other part of it is that we suspect that there is also a degree of interference with telephone lines. So often a suggestion may be made to the victim for them to make a phone call once they've spoken to the person that they're speaking to on the telephone. And I'd recommend, and strongly recommend, that instead of making that phone call, that they thereafter make a phone call to a friend or a relative, but someone that they will recognise the voice of, so that they can guarantee that they've actually spoken to someone they know.
Of course, because if they say phone a formal organisation, then it's not necessarily the case that you will have a clue who you're speaking to, or the voice of the person. So it's understand somebody that you know, that you're going to know that it's your sister on the phone.
Absolutely, and then they can look at phoning the police, and then they can phone the bank. Because obviously we want to know, and we do rely very heavily on people coming forward and telling us what's happened. And it might be the case that there are victims out there that actually haven't parted with any money, but there's been an attempt made, they've maybe been contacted. Well, we still want to hear from these people.
You have a sneaky suspicion that something's happened. So what should they do, Caroline, if you're sitting there at this point going, well, I got a strange call the other day. What would you advise them to do at this point?
I would like them to phone us, and the number for them to phone us is 0300 111 2222. And if they phone and report that to us, then we'll take it seriously. And it's also often the case that people are embarrassed because they've been taken in by these fraudsters. And really, for us to understand that, they can actually help us prevent it happening to other people. Because the more information we've got, the more we have to work on, and the greater chance we have of making this stop.
Yeah, Caroline, listen, thank you very much indeed for your time today, and we hope you'll come back on again soon, or one of the team to share some more advice.
Thank you very much. Thanks.
Well, there you go. It's not just all about Christmas boxes and watching your purse when you're in the shop over the festive season. This is something that's quite serious, so be very careful. Well, thanks for watching the show. It's now we're now into December. It's into the festive season, but we're still going to be here bringing our show to you on a weekly basis. And enjoy your festive festivities over the next week. And tune in next Monday from 6 o'clock, and we'll see you then.